These 5 plugins all do smoothing and they are often compared, but they all are different and have their own specific strengths and skill set. What these 5 plugins have in common is that they do resonance suppression in one way or the other. Let's test that, and for that I have found an improv free jazz vibraphone performance with lots of dynamics and resonances. Soothe 2 does a really good job at reducing the vibraphone resonances without much tweaking. When I turn up the dial fully, I can basically remove the entire vibraphone, which leaves just these drums. Impressive. Gullfoss does resonance suppression well, but not as precise as Soothe 2. If you get past 100% here, it starts to sound like the vibraphone is somewhat choking. DSEQ 3 removes more of the low end in default. It really pays off to have the AI learn the audio and to dive in the sensitivity bands to get the resonance suppression results you're after. I can also remove the vibraphone as I could with Soothe 2, maybe even more. Teote does resonance suppressing more subtle than the previous 3 and also adds immediately a sound, so it sounds somewhat different. It does reduce the resonances to an extent, but of course not as much as DSEQ 3 or Soothe 2. Smooth Operator requires to set the frequency threshold immediately. And with this vibraphone it will suppress resonances, but it sounds more choked than with the previous 4. Now this isn't the main function of this plugin, but Smooth Operator can work well if not used too extreme for just resonance suppression. Soothe 2 and DSEQ are purely resonant suppressors, and it's clear that these two perform the best by a distance in comparison to the other 3. Auto balancing, mix fixing and mix improving are also a key feature of these 5 plugins. Soothe 2 and DSEQ use resonance suppression and harshness removal to improve an overall mix, while the other 3 add frequency balancing features to shape your mix and tracks even more. Let's do a quick test on my voice you hear right now. Soothe 2 will do a quicker, smoother sound on my voice than DSEQ 3 right out of the box. And by going to Teote, my voice will sound more finished. The real, more finished sounds happen in Smooth Operator, and most of all Gullfoss, which sounds most polished. Of course, when you dive in more than I just did, you probably can get a better result. Reminds me, have you already subscribed to this channel? Do it to stay in the loop with plugin comparisons like this one. Now let's use the plugins on the masterbus. For DSEQ 3, the same applies as with the resonance suppression. Letting the AI work really benefits the overall sound. By going in the separate bands for sensitivity, you can really dial in where you want the plugin to work. It helps to compensate the output volume and play with the mix control to get a huge improvement on the masterbus. Soothe 2 is instantly working well, and also needs a bit of output boost to compensate for the frequency reduction. It helps to work subtle with Soothe 2 on the master and have the sharpness and selectivity dialed up and use soft and not the hard setting. Teote is the first of the three who do mix fixing and multiband dynamics to really adjust the audio to a sort of ideal sound. Teote has many choices in sound and ideal EQ curves, and as you can hear, it really finalizes the mix. Smooth Operator is the most suitable for extremer sound sculpting settings, and works well on the masterbus if used with care. Now, Gullfoss actually features a special mastering version, which is part of the regular install. All controls are a lot more precise in comparison to the other Gullfoss versions. By adjusting the settings, you don't notice a big change right away, unless you bypass or adjust the boost. Then you really notice the change. Gullfoss is by far the most smooth and musical on the masterbus of all five. So for mix fixing or adding that finalizing touch, you best can choose Teote, Smooth Operator or Gullfoss. With DSEQ and Soothe 2, you probably want to add some extra EQ after. Gullfoss is the most musical and transparent of them all. Teote and Smooth Operator add more color and are more present with their processing. Conclusion: if you are only looking for resonance suppression and harshness reduction, Soothe 2 and DSEQ 3 are the obvious ones you need. Soothe 2 is the one to choose for fast result and an instant smooth sound. DSEQ can also achieve that, but needs a bit more work, but also offers more flexibility and functions. For overall mix improving, you cannot go wrong with Gullfoss for musical and transparent processing. Teote and Smooth Operator are more hands-on, although they can also work more transparently if you want. Teote, Soothe 2 and DSEQ offer oversampling, while Smooth Operator and Gullfoss don't. Some of you might find this an issue, I don't really. I use my ears and when it sounds good, it sounds good. Price-wise, there are some big differences when there's not a sale happening. The links to the plugins are in the description below. They are also often in sales with prices way lower than I just showed. The plugins have their own separate reviews where I go much more in depth. Watch them in the playlist displayed on screen right now, or the link in the description or in the pinned comment. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I will see you in the next one.